random thoughts today. And I'll start with I saw AI on a whole nother level today, and I really like it. Even though I could see where the being skepticism come in at. And like say for example, you get on the phone, you talk to people, you ask them questions, or you're doing business and it's like you're waiting on answers, filling out for this and filling out for that, and you don't want to bother people because depending on their personality, they could feel as though you keep calling and asking for the status of the application, the status of the situation, and they could say, nah, you calling too much, forget it. We're going to just turn you down, stuff like that. And so, I get hesitant in dealing with certain people because of that, knowing that they have the pen and the paper with the decisions, to make the decisions and stuff. So I got on AI, the Google one, the regular Google, without looking for and typing AI on it. And I asked a specific question about the status of something and for a program, and they gave me great detail, and that saved me from asking other people questions, from calling, asking them questions. And then, I have been waiting on something. And it gets frustrating because it takes them months to answer and give you a yay or nay. And then when they finally do answer, it's like, send this, send that, ASAP. Like one of those hurry up and wait type deals. And I'm glad I was able to do that right away. Let me go this way. You might not hear the train as much. And that made me think also about the passwords, and they're saying, oh, you have to really keep changing your passwords and put in all these symbols and this and that. And, I got hip to that a long time ago. Like, if they gonna get me, they gonna get me. But the only thing I'm doing when I'm doing passwords is giving myself trouble trying to remember all these different passwords. So I keep it simple. And I say that to say I was able to send back financials and this and that or whatever, like quick, fast, and in a hurry, instead of trying to remember how to sign into here, how to sign into there. But anyway, so I asked Google about the results of it and how long this take and that take, and the resources behind it all. And they were very detailed, and even asked to draft up letters for me to to submit to them. I was like, this is good, so I really like using AI on a lot of different aspects of things. And it was very helpful, especially when you don't want to bother other people. You can get all the answers at your fingertips when you're curious about things, and people sometimes they're like, "You so damn stupid, you don't know the answer to that," or why would you be asking this, or why would you be asking that? You ain't got to deal with all that. The answers are right there at your fingertips. And a lot of people are scared of AI still to this day, and not know that there's so many aspects to it. And you think by not using it and being scared of it, it's going to go away. And those are the same ones that have no idea AI has been here even before it came out. For example, people like me to use it as the tools that they have for you. And then I think also when people talk about, like I'm making a video here on YouTube, they talking about how YouTube is cracking down on AI slop and this and that, but they don't realize and look and research and look up what exactly is AI slop that they are referring to. And it's not that it's totally against AI. It's that, say for example, I know one where they steal people's recipes, or like the ancient old Southern ways of healing and using this and that for herbs and stuff like that. And it keeps repeating in the same video, just putting in words from somebody else over and over again, or even stealing from, like I noticed, from popular people, and putting their faces on the popular people, like doctors and people that supply good information, and putting their faces on content like it's really theirs, or music. Stealing from other people and just putting their, however they want to do it, faces or pictures and stuff like that. And then, creating a channel and not putting in any work, stuff like that. But there was so that's just the way I wanted to start my random thought today. And actually I had typed something in earlier because I'm just getting over the flu, and I did some extra resting and extra chilling while I was waiting on some results from something to make my next moves. And I did a lot of watching videos, looking at comments, making comments. And let me see if I can remember where I got this from. I don't remember. I watched so many. But the comment was like, I don't know if I was listening to Lisa Nichols or what. And somebody comment was like, well, what if you're not successful already? Something to that nature, right? And so what I typed in, because I wanted to talk about it today, is I typed in, so I'm thinking about today is when someone was saying, step up your game. When they were talking about doing more to get, no, that's not the one. Let's go with that. About stepping up your game and stuff like that. Just get up, get out of it, and get over the doom scrolling, Oh yeah, this is it. And someone made the comment like, what if you're not successful? And that is the part I wanted to target today, is that even though you're in the mud, even though your head is down and you're going through things that you're embarrassed about or don't want anybody to know about, it's that from my experience, I feel as though that is still a part of success. Like you have to go through these things, some people, and you only get as much as you can handle, right? Even though you think when you're going through something really, really hard that you can handle it, but you do come out of it. And if you look back and say, woo, and like, I'm so grateful I came through this or that, and it was for, and you look at it like, what was the reason? I know it was for a reason, So some people go through the hard things in life, the unimaginable things, and to other people where people fake, like other people can fake or compare themselves to others, but you could tell, and they feel as though they have to do that so that, to get that hustle grind or whatever, and people don't realize they don't have to do that. All they have to do is get quiet and listen to that inner whatever's inside of them. When you laying there getting ready to fall asleep, or when you wake up first thing in the morning, or when you go ahead and doom scroll, what are you thinking? What hits your mind, your brain? It came off of your heart, So being in the mud doesn't mean you're disqualified from success. It means it may be that part of your story where success is being built. The goal is not to romanticize pain or tell people they must suffer. And I think that's where that comparison with some other people look at it and say, well, I have to act like I'm suffering or be like them who has suffered, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But you don't have to romanticize it or tell people they must suffer. It is to remind them that a hard season is not the same thing as a failed life. You see a lot of people on the street talking to themselves and saying the same thing over and over again. Once they get to that, you're not supposed to call people crazy. I try to stay away from that. But that's all, they hit that mental health crisis and they can't get unstuck, you know. So I guess they couldn't get out of the hard situations that they were in, and they become stuck. But some people are able to come on out of their hard situations and be able to talk about it, to teach from it, to help others from the things that they've been through, and even develop their businesses from the things that they've been through that was really, really harsh and horrible. Okay, and so when somebody says, what if I'm not successful? They may be treating success like one public finish line. The money, the views, a business, a house, recognition, or finally being able to say, I made it. But success can also be, it says here, staying honest when you're embarrassed about where you are, continuing to create when nobody is clapping yet, learning discipline while your circumstances are messy, refusing to fake a lifestyle just to look successful online. Getting back up after rejection, after loss, when you lose someone you love, after financial pressures, or a season that has humbled you. Building the character, judgment, and endurance that you will need if the opportunity comes. The opportunity comes, you just step right on in it. You know how to deal with it, and get through it. Hi. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish reading this. It says, a lot of people want to tell you to step your game up, post more, work harder, get monetized, start the business, do what you love. But then somebody asks the real question, what if I'm not successful? So my answer is, what if you already are successful in a way that you don't know how to measure yet? Because success is not only the moment when people can finally see what you have built. Sometimes success is surviving the part nobody sees, the part where your head is down, the part where you are embarrassed, the part where you do not have the money, the audience, the title, the proof, or the applause. Some people are performing success. Some people are building it in private. And I'm not saying pain is beautiful. I'm not saying struggle is something you should want. But I am saying that your hard season does not make you a failure. Your detour does not erase your potential. Oh, your detour does not erase your potential. I was like, why didn't that sound like it made sense to me? If you are still learning, still trying, still choosing not to give up on yourself, even while life is humbling you, you're not finished. You're in the process. So do not compare your behind the scenes to somebody else's highlighted reel. Keep showing up, keep becoming, and one day the very things you were ashamed to talk about may become the proof that you were stronger than the season that tried to bury you. I love that, the way they summed it up. And from the life that I have lived, I can say that it's so true, and it resonates. I thought mosquitoes only come out at night. I'm getting bit up over here. But that's all I wanted to say today. On this random walk, getting my strength back after the flu, which was not horrible, just uncomfortable for a couple of days. Just like a regular, it was a little more than a regular cold, but